Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. The International Dhamma Program is organizing this Madin Full Moon Poya Dhamma Program today, the 2nd of March 2026. Uh, Today is a very special day for all of us, especially with the Madin Full Moon Poya Day. It is of very relevance to us because it was on the Madin Full Moon Poya Day that Lord Buddha visited his birthplace, Kimbulwatpura, 7 years after enlightenment. It was on this occasion that his father, King Suddhodana, paid obeisance at the feet of the Buddha. The Buddha performed Yama Mahapirahara, the twin miracles in the a stream of fire emanating from one side of his body and a stream of water from the other side. After, just give me a minute, I think you have to be. After which all Sakyans came to pay obeisance to the Buddha. The Buddha delivered the Vesantara Jataka. The Buddha was also to meet Princess Yasodhara with King Suddhodana and ordained Prince Nanda, and when Venerable Sariyut ordained son Rahula, who went to ask for his inheritance from his father. It was on this occasion that Buddha accepted the request from King Suddhodana not to ordain a child without the consent of the parents, to which Buddha agreed and continued to date. So this was just a brief of the significance of the Poya Day. Just give me a minute. Right. Okay. Right. So today it's a very, as I said, we are having the Poya Day Dhamma talk, which we are continuing every Poya Day. And the topic today is anchoring in the storm, mindfulness and emotional intelligence in the era of AI or artificial intelligence. So this will be conducted by Bante Suwanna or Punarnajan Mahajan. Now, Bante is at the Mindfulness Meditation Center, Los Angeles, Buddhist Center, Vihara, California. So in this regard, I must also thank our member, Mr. Senaka Samarasinghe, who really was able to speak to Bante and get agreement with Bante to come and deliver the Dhamma talk. On this occasion, let me also welcome Venerable Vajrarame Jnanasiha Thero, who is a regular visitor for our Dhamma talks, and we welcome Venerable Thero for this Dhamma talk. We also have our members of the committee. We have uh, Kamal Nilaviradaya, Senaka Samarasinghe, and the others who are seen here. So Bante is really someone who's been in Sri Lanka for a long period of time. He's been there for more than 20 years, having received his education, the degree, and the other qualifications, and of course, very fluent in Sinhala. So what I will do is I will ask our member Senaka Samarasinghe to briefly introduce Bante. Before we start. The program is as follows, where we give the introduction, then after that, where we have the observance of Pansil or the 5 precepts, and then we have the Dhamma talk. Then, of course, where we have the Q&A, all those who are participating can send their questions on Q&A, where we will be able to answer them. And of course, where we end by paying merit to Bante and of course paying merit to Devas and the departed. So this is a program. So it's a 1.5 hour program, and I'm very thankful to all our visitors because they are from they are really global or maybe international Dhamma friends who are participating, and they've been doing it continuously. So let me welcome all of them. And I'll now hand over to Senaka to give a brief introduction of Bhante.
Excuse me, Reverend sir. Nepale Swarnathera is residing at Mindfulness Meditation Center in Covina, Los Angeles, USA. Royal Pandit Most Venerable Ahangama Dhammarama Nayaka Thera is the chief Thera. This is USA as well as Canada, Sri Sanganayaka Thera. I can remember a few days ago, Bante Nepali Swarnathera allowed me and Chandani to talk to this monk in WhatsApp video call. Last year, Most Venerable Trikunamale Ananda Mahanayaka Thera was residing in this temple. He is the chief incumbent of Vajiram Temple in Bambalapiti. He introduced me to a monk in this temple called Makandure Dhammapiti Thera. However, I came to know Bante Nepale Swarna through Sriyani Vijayaratna and her daughter Vayomi Vijayaratna.
Thank you, Senaka. Bhante, I will now invite, with respect, for the observance of Pansil and then to conduct the Dhamma talk. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Dear respectful Venerable Sangha, dear friends in Dhamma, please say 3 times Namo Tassa to observe the 5 precepts in order to purify your physical and verbal action.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Dhammam saranang gacchāmi.
Sangham saranang gacchāmi.
Sangham saranang gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Tyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Tyampi dhammam saranang gacchāmi.
Dutiyampi sangham saranang gacchāmi.
Tyampi sangham saranang gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Tatyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi.
Tatyampi dhammam saranang gacchāmi.
Tatiyampi sangham saranang gacchāmi.
Tatyampi sangham saranang gacchāmi.
Saranagamanaṃ sampunnaṃ.
Bhante.
Pānātipātā vīramani sikkāpadaṃ samadhiyāmi.
Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Adinādāna vīramani sikkāpadaṃ samadhiyāmi.
Adinādāna Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Kāmesu miccācārā vīramani sikkāpadaṃ samadhiyāmi.
Kāmesu Miccācara Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
Musāvādā vīramani sikkāpadaṃ samadhiyāmi.
Savādā Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
සුරාමේරය මජ්ජපමාදට්ඨානාහා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි.
Ramere Majjapama Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami.
තිසරණේන සද්දෙන් පංචශීලං ධම්මං සාදුකං සුරක්ඛිතං කତ୍වා අපමාදේන සම්පාදීත.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
समन्ता चक्रवालेषु अत्रा गच्छन्तु देवता सद्धम्मं मुनिराजस् सुनन्तु सङ्गमोक्षदं धम्मसवनकालो अयं वदन्ता ධම්මස්සවනකාලෝ අයං බදන්තා ධම්මස්සවනකාලෝ අයං බදන්තා නමෝ තස් භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස් භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස් භගවතු අරහතෝ සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස. Dear respectful venerable Mahasangha, dear friends in Dhamma, today we all gather to listen to a Dhamma talk. So I'm very thankful to Mr. Professor Lakshman Vatawala and Mr. Seneka Samarasinghe, who invited me for this Dhamma sermon on Madin Full Moon Day. So I was free to choose my topic. So I chose the topic you can see in my right-hand sign. Anchoring in the storm, mindfulness and emotional intelligence in the era of AI. So I think I assume that most of you are familiar with mindfulness. Sati, is very a big business industry nowadays. It's just like like a yoga in the world, right? It's booming all over the world, and it has a lot of benefits. And emotional intelligence is another part of the mindfulness. So I'm going to dig into this topic when we are in the storm, when we are in the era of artificial intelligence. I think most of you are using this very beautiful, useful tool, ChatGPT, Gemini, Sora. There are this kind of artificial intelligence models that are very useful to everyone for our day-to-day use. But in this time, my quest is, how to find anchoring in the storm. What the storm is all about. Now we are in the 21st century and we are consuming information a lot. It's kind of another epidemic. It's an infodemic. I think when we are searching for peace and happiness, all we are here for peace and happiness, right? So maybe recently you watch the monks used to walk from Texas to Washington, D.C., nearly 2,300 miles, around more than 3,000 in kilometers, with a dog called Aloka, and we can see that how people are so overwhelming and welcoming, and how people are thirst of peace and happiness. We saw through those footage. So if we want to seek peace and happiness at this a very well-developed era of artificial intelligence, we need to understand especially the human mind. So we all got this wonderful human mind, but there is an issue. Whenever we were born, I think none of our parents got a catalog or a manual book, if something goes wrong with these baby kids, how to fix, especially the human mind. So whenever we buy any product, any kind of electronic product or any kind of mechanic product, we always have a manual book, how to, if something goes wrong, how to fix it. But we got this very beautiful tool called human mind, but unfortunately we don't know if something goes wrong, how to fix it. So uh, there is a very beautiful way how to fix this human mind. Especially before we fix our mind, let's see what's the issues that we are having in this 21st century. Especially, I remember when I was a child back in Nepal, there was only one TV channel, and it used to on only in the morning and the evening. I think the same thing in 80s in Sri Lanka too, right? Uh, and there was no so-called broadcasting corporation. Only on Saturdays, just they have a 12-hour bandwidth. So they only broadcast from morning 6 to evening 6 on Saturdays. And other days is we don't have TV connections. Later we got satellite TV and multiple private TVs, right? And gradually the internet arrived in beginning of 2000, right? And the social boom in around 2008, and like 3-4 years ago, this AI is booming. So now we are bombarded with information. Earlier we had only few channels, few newspapers. Now we are full of this too much information. Of course, information are very needed, in order to navigate, in order to success. Information is very the valuable, trustworthy information is very needed. But now we are flooded with a lot of junk, useless information throughout the social media. And unfortunately, not only just adults, even the youngsters, toddlers, they're addicted to these devices, glued to this screen, and they are fully distracted and also attracted to the screen. So, and we can see that, even the small kids, I have seen that when the parents, want to do their own job, they give just a mobile phone to a kid and, make them play and, to control. But this is the kind of very, very dangerous tool that we are giving, exposing these small kids to this very sensitive, highly tech media, especially mobile phone with the social media. What happened is now we are doing doom scrolling. Have you heard about doom scrolling? We scroll up and down, instantly, less than, we are not even impatient to stay even less than 15 seconds. I think the TikTok is the platform which introduced this, 15-second windows. Now YouTube, even Facebook, all have this less than 50-second, slot of videos. We are swiping up and down, up and down. It's called doom scrolling, and it's very distracting. And what it does is it gives a fake dopamine and fake serotonin. It's kind of addiction. If you scan your brain, the brain of the drug addicted patient and the one who addicted to these devices are same. It's kind of opium nowadays. So it gives the fake dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine and serotonin are the happiness hormone, the chemicals to make us feel happy. So it's kind of drug addiction nowadays. And we have this nomophobia. Nomophobia means no mobile phobia. Whenever you lost Wi-Fi, especially the Gen Zs, the generation, um, they feel so uncomfortable when there is no mobile reception or no Wi-Fi. I remember we did the camping for kids at our temple, and the very first thing condition they asked, can we have the Wi-Fi? And say, no, we are not going to give you any Wi-Fi, and your mobile will be seized for 2 days. And they got, some of them got panic, even some of them left the 2 days retreat camping. You can see now this new generation cannot live without a mobile phone and without Wi-Fi, internet. And they have a huge fear of FOMO. It's called FOMO, fear of missing out. If you're not engaged in social media, now people have a tendency to feel fear that, am I going to miss something if I not get engaged in the social media? So that's the reason that we are so much addicted to this device, and at the same time we are distracted from what? From this beautiful present moment. So mindfulness is all about bring back to the present moment, right? And when we want to progress, mindfulness is very, very important. Mindfulness help to be in the present moment, being back our mind with the present moment. But our quality of our concentration has been very low down because of the heavy notification, right? Whenever you are doing something, instantly something pop up in your mobile phone or a screen, right? With the red color. What the red color means, you know, evolutionary, we are bound. If we see red color, it's as a danger, as a fire. So whenever we see red color, uh, the entire mind get wake up and perceive as a danger. And so constantly we are having this notification, you know, and so what happened is we often pick up this mobile even while we're having dinner, while we are in the commuting the bus, even a meeting, right? So while there is a friend in front of you, even while we are listening to Dhamma talk, we have each, and according to some research, generally now people have tendency to pick their mobile phone 189 times per day. It means 5 minutes. In every 5 minutes, they are picking their mobile to check, am I missing out something, right? And so this is a very disaster. Why? Because the quality of focus, in order to get knowledge, success, we need to have a good focus. We all agree with this focus, right? So what happens is, if you are, derailed from your focus, it takes 23 minutes to come back to the same flow. Flow means a very easy principle. When you read a novel or and do anything, you go with the flow. You are fully concentrated. If something distracted you, again you have to come back to the same place, right? And when you catch up, the place where you lost, it will take literally 23 minutes. So you lost 23 minutes when you are distracted. So all these devices are distracting. And also we are doing multitasking, juggling, right? Just like, uh, we open like hundreds of windows in your laptop or computer. What happens if you open hundreds of windows at once? Hundreds of applications at once? It crashes, right? Eventually. Because our brain cannot hold too much ideas or thought information at one time. But we are consuming too much, you know, these medias and this information, mostly junk informations, and we become ill. We are where we focus on. So when we focus on this useless junk information, and obviously we get ill. So therefore, my dear Dhamma friends, we need to tame this monkey mind. Maybe you have heard about this term, monkey mind, right? Our mind is untamed mind, like a monkey, always jumping from one branch to another. The mind has a purpose, right? It wants to be happy, and it dwell in the wrong places, literally. So what happens is, when you dwell in the wrong places, you will caught in a problem. So our human mind has certain tendencies, especially the 6 different places it hang around. If you hang around those 6 different places, it will brings you a lot of disaster in your life. So what are those places, and why we need anchor? I use the word called anchoring, right? So why do we need anchor? Anchor is an object that we use, and when there is storm in the river or the lake or in the ocean. Right? We need to make calm the boat or a ship in the tide. So what are those tides? So we need to understand what are those tides. So our human mind has a tendency to go back to the past and future. There's nothing wrong to go back to the past and future, right? Of course, we have a history, right? So just few minutes ago, our Mr. Lakshman and Senaka introduced me. It was my past, right? We need a past for identification, right? For good memories. But human mind has a problem. If you go to the past or the future, our mind goes to the deep past and deep future, and what happened is we caught in a storm. The storm is our mind loves to hang around the negative memories and negative imagination. So when the mind goes to the past, it hang around with the negative memories. There are thousand millions of good memories happen in our life, but our evolutionary, we are wired, our brain, our mind is wired, has been wired to see more negative things. Imagine if you were beaten by a monkey or caught in a fire. So that memory is good. You're not going to play with the same monkey, same snake, or same fire again and again. Because that memory is painful. Beaten by a snake or monkey or caught in fire is very painful. So that's why our human brain strongly memorize those painful memory. So this is the catch. So according to the modern research, per day we have nearly 6,000 to 7,000. Earlier it was around 12,000 to 70,000 according to previous research, but the recent research says that we got approximately 6,000 to, it means a complete sentence. So 6,000 to 7,000 thoughts per day. Among them, 80,000 thoughts, 80% thoughts are negative. Literally, we think negatively, 80% of our thoughts are negative. And 95% of our thoughts are same repetitive thoughts, nagging thoughts. Just like you are eating the same rotten food or cooking the same rotten food again and again. So 95% of our thoughts are nagging repetitive thoughts. So what to do with this mind? This is all we got, right? So we need to anchor our mind in the present moment with the help of sati, means mindfulness. So if you go to the extreme past, what happened? It always seek oh, I couldn't do that. Why this happened to me? Oh my gosh. Everyone is having good life, but I am the only one that I couldn't fulfill my dream. So that's what we go to the past and we become depressed, clinically depressed sometimes. If you go to too much future, what happened? Oh, what will happen tomorrow, right? So I think all of you are very aware what's happening in the Middle East, right? So the war already erupted. So a lot of disorders, chaos can be seen. So sometimes we start to imagine, oh, is it the start of Third World War? So what will happen to my country or my life? So this kind of too much exaggeration of the future brings you the anxiety. Of course, you need to figure out how to be safe. But if you are living too much in the future, obviously you are getting a free ticket for anxiety. Too much past, get free ticket to depression, and too much future, you get a free ticket for anxiety. So you are always in a very stress. And often mind hang around in the extreme greed and extreme hatred, extreme me versus extreme others, extreme right versus extreme wrong. So these places are very dangerous to be. It's okay to have some kind of like or dislike, right? And some naming like me and others, or right or wrong. But if you go to the too much extreme, you caught in this negative bias. It's called like a spotlight effect. So when you go in, give a speech in a platform on the stage, there is a spotlight, right? So that spotlight fall on the speaker. So everything is pitch dark. The only you can see the speaker. That's called spotlight. So our mind also have this spotlight effect. It's only grab the negative things. A lot of negative, good memories, but negative memory. There are a lot of things inside me and others, good things, positive things. So that's why there is a very beautiful poem in Sinhala literature when I was in Sri Lanka in late 90s. One of my Sinhala teachers taught me a very beautiful song. Maybe you have heard. Rosamale Natue Katu Wanabamaru Ohuma Hitu Natua Nowe Malasimbemi Mamalamayo Paniurami. So have you heard about this song? Let me grab a rose. I have a rose flower. Okay. Can you see? Okay. Yeah. So this is a rose flower, and so the poem is all about a rose flower, a honeybee, and a boy. So boy is addressing to a little the honeybee. Hey, honeybee. There are beautiful rose flowers, and at the same time, there are thorns too. You can see the thorns. Yeah, katu. So you need to do something. You're only about to kiss the beautiful flowers instead of thorns or this natu katu. But when we deal with flowers, we often cut off those thorns, and we offer these flowers to our loved ones, even to the Buddha, right? But when we deal with our own life, especially human beings or events, our mind only try to see the negative part of the aspect. So we need to retrain we can relearn, retrain our mind. So that is called Patisotagami Magga. So Patisota, what do Patisota means? Swimming upward. It's very easy to swimming downward, right, with the current, the flow. But when you swim upward, it's really difficult. But it's still possible if you have, jet engines, or good energy. You can swim upward in the stream, right? So we need to train our mind to see the positive aspect in the life. And sometimes we need to rest too. So imagine, can you see, this is a cup of tea. So if I ask you, maybe all of you have any objects in front of you? Books or any kind of heavy object, water bottle, just for activity. Can you hold any kind of object, heavy object, for like 5 minutes for me? No, okay, just for 2 minutes. Okay, water bottle. Thank you, Mr. Kamal. Yeah. So, for example, if I ask you to hold this heavy item for 5 minutes, it's fine. What about if I ask you for 1 hour? Still possible, but you feel uncomfortable, right? What if I tell you that hold for 5 hours, or one day, or 5 days, or 5 weeks? You will get crazy, right? You'll start to sue me. I can keep it down. In our life too, we have a lot of problems, right? Those nagging memories, those painful memories, we are holding for many, many periods of time. But at any given moment, with the help of mindfulness, we can keep these heavy things, let's say, down and relax. So meditation, especially sati, give you a space. Not mindfulness is not just only living in the present moment. Of course, very initiative is living in the present moment. Bring your mind back to the present moment. At the same time, you let go of those pains, worries for a while, for a few minutes. So again, you can lift this same item. What happened? you can hold that heavy item for a more long period of time. Now you can have a mini breaks in between. So meditation or mindfulness give you a space in between when we are lifting a heavily charged emotions or the pain, worries. So that's the way to, to relax, have a small stop. Then it will give you a space to respond to those moments. So that's why now mindfulness has become a great psychotherapy. I think you may have heard MBSR, MBCT, ACT, DBT. There are several psychotherapies based on, I think, can you see this book? Oops, okay. Okay, this book is written by John Kabat-Zinn.
Can't see it clearly, Bante. Can't see it clearly.
Maybe because of my.
I think the reflection. There's a reflection.
Reflection. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe some coloring is fine. So
the light
John
is too much, I
Kabat-Zinn.
think.
Yeah, it's fine. So John Kabat-Zinn is the one who introduced mindfulness to the clinical settings, and they have developed these wonderful techniques to help to tackle with mental health issues, especially stress. And later with depression, mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, acceptance commitment therapy, dialectic behavior therapy. There are several bunch of therapies, and on the way there are many therapies are growing and booming. It's very great that it's helping the mental health crisis, right? So we are in the 21st century, and we are suffering heavily with the mental health crisis. One out of eight human beings are having mental health issues, and they need to take pills to fix their moods. And unfortunately, in every 40 seconds, someone is ending their life because of dissatisfaction of their life. They're not happy with themselves, and they're committing suicide according to WHO, World Health Organization. So this is a very disaster in the human mankind, right? So what to do with this crisis? So these are actually emotional issues. So this is where the emotional intelligence come. So if I say what the emotional intelligence is, we all know intelligence, right? IQ. Now all the AI models are, they're almost ahead than us. They are better than us. They can solve a lot of mathematical question, and now there are several AI models. They know all kind of Tripitakas, not only the Theravada, Pali Tipitaka. They know all Tibetan Tripitakas, Mahayana Tripitakas. Then now there are some robot monks. Recently, I saw in Japan that there are some robotic monks. They call Buddhoid robots. They remember all the scriptures and they give advice. So now robots, AI model are more smarter than us. So then what we have to do right now? Yes, of course, we need to use them and we need to learn fix them too. But the major thing that in this era we are facing is emotional intelligence crisis. The emotional intelligence is going down. So what the basically emotional intelligence is nothing but being aware of your own emotions and regulate your own emotions and understand the emotion of the people next to you, the social emotions, and how to regulate our healthy relationship. This is the 4 clusters we need to. So if I asked you, how do you feel right now? Here is early morning, like 5:15, and I think most of in Asian part is evening, right? So based on even the time, you get different kind of emotions. How do you feel right now, Mr. Lakshman? How do you feel right now? So I want to know your emotions right now. Do you feel
Of course, at the
relaxed or drowsy?
I think more relaxed and maybe with the talk given by Bante, I think we are very relaxed, I should say.
Okay, thank you. So you are aware that what's the feeling right now, yeah, especially emotions. So emotions, a lot of people, they don't understand what the emotions are, and they don't know how to tackle with the emotions. So emotions are just like like so if you drive a car, there are a lot of dashboard, right? There are lights on the dashboard, right? If something goes wrong inside your vehicle, inside your car, the dashboard lights will pop up, right? So those popping lights, indicators, are actually the emotions, how emotion works in our body and mind. So if you feel angry, what kind of indicators you get in your face or body? Your BP goes up, right? Yeah. Your aspiration rates go up because your bodies get ready to fight or flight, right? Your eyes, widely open to see the, any danger, and the face becomes so red, right? Because the blood's out, too much pump into several muscles. So in every emotions, there are physical reaction. So even if you are in love, right? What happened when you are in love? Then we can see the different facial reactions, right? When we are jealous. So each and every emotions are important. They are just like indicators of the car. If something goes wrong, we need to fix, right? So while you are driving a car in freeways or highways, can you fix the car while you are driving? No, right? No one can fix. You need to slow down, right, and pull out from the freeway. And if you're a good mechanic, then you can open the bonnet and fix the car engine. If not, then you need to call AAA or other mechanics to fix the broken car, right? So our human mind also get infected with these emotions. Emotions are nothing but in very late term, in our Buddhist term, those are actually the some we can like a kilesas and kusalas. So what are the basic disturbance we have? We call it three poison, right? Lobha, dvesa, moha, or sometimes fear too, right? Greed, hatred, fear, confusion. These are emotions basically. If you are greedy, yes. If you are hatred, you can see. If you have fear, worry, you can see in your face, in your body. You can feel it physically. Confusion, worry, jealous, selfishness. So these are the negative emotions. And so what are the positive emotions? Love, courage, wisdom, metta, karuna, mudita, alobha, adosa, amoha, right? All these are the healthy, positive emotions. So there is a term defined the meditations called bhavana. What the bhavana basically means. Especially in South Asian countries, especially in Nepal, India, the bhavana is used for emotions. If you say I have a bhavana, they don't think about the meditation. They think you're talking about emotions. And again, in Buddhist terminology too, bhavana means you are cultivating the kusala, the healthy emotions. So if you want to be happy, healthy life, we need to implant or awake these healthy emotions. Now, both the emotions are equally important. They are indicators. But if you hold negative emotion for a long period of time, it will make you ill. Not only you, even the people around you become ill. And you will start to make problems. So most of the problem makers, the whom we call rapists or the gang fighters, you can see the lot of antisocial people, right? Even the Hitler, Mussolini's, how they became such person. None of them born with those character, right? They were born innocent when they were born to their parents, but eventually they develop those character. Why, you know that? Because of psychological wounds, inner wounds they face in their childhood. If you could diagnose Mussolini or Hitler in the early time, we could stop even the Second World War, but we could not, unfortunately. But most of those antisocial uh, behaviorists, the massacre who, you know, in especially in Western countries, you often hear the, you know, mass gun shooting every once a week, especially in America, and can, you know, you can hear this mass gun shooting, right? And the guy get the gun and go to the market, open place, public place, and shoot the innocent people, kids even, right? Why they do such things on this earth? Because they have been a huge pain in their past, especially in their childhood. So how to, so we get wounds often. It's called inner child wounds. So the wounds get in a various ways, especially uh, when they face to the heavy trauma experience, they get wounds. And those wounds should be addressed. And also, whenever we deal with other beings, uh, there is a saying: whenever two people get together, there will be six. Can you solve this equation? Whenever two people get together, there will be six. It's very easy. So whenever we get together, since we are mammals, we are, you know, collective beings. We cannot live together alone. Although there is song, right, in Sinhala, Tanimai Upanni, Tanimai Mereni, why do we need another people in between? But as we are mammals, we cannot live alone. We are heavily depend on each other, especially when we are born. We are nothing but few flesh and bone, right? Pounds of bones and flesh. So we heavily depend on our parents. And later also we depend on each other. So we cannot live alone. We cannot live in isolation. So whenever two people get together for a relationship, there's always six. How? Because we give a lot of condition to the people in front of you. Okay, I will going to love you only if you do this. If and then, should, must. So use this word, right? If, then, should, must. That only I like you, I love you, I care you. Those are so conditional things. So what happened? You put the person inside the case. It's like a golden case, a bird inside the golden case. You should, you must, then only I like you or love you or care you. This is how we would give a framework to the person in front of you. And also we give the framework to our own self. We also have this kind of framework. I must pass O level, A level with high grades, the best universities, you know, best job, best partner, best country to migrate, you know, all the best things. We ask a lot, we demand a lot. So at the end of the day, are you able to fulfill your all dreams? Or were you able to fulfill the dreams of your loved ones? How many dreams were you able to fulfill? 50? Less than 50, I think, 20 to 30. Because to fulfill certain dreams, certain demand, there is a lot of cause and condition. Right? We learn this Paticca, right? In order to happen something, need to have a lot of cause and condition to meet. So because of that, you know, at the end of the day, real you and real me get wounded. A lot of psychological wounds. Couldn't fulfill our all dreams. I didn't think that my loved one will do this thing to me. So we say like that, right? My friend betrayed me. My nation betrayed me. Even I couldn't fulfill my all dreams. So we get inner wounds. So what can we do with these inner wounds? So remedy is the metta, unconditional love. Accept yourself or your loved ones without any condition, just like a mother accept their child. Child is nothing can do to the parents, right? But they care that little one without any string attached. That's the thing. pure love. So my dear friends, we need to develop this pure acceptance, pure love, pure metta, first to your own self and then to the others. So the metta is a great remedy, not just repeating the word of Mama Sattvam Mani. That is needed too when we do metta meditation. May I be happy, may I be peaceful. Before saying that, we need to accept yourself as you are and forgive all the wounds that you did to yourself. That's the pure metta, pure loving kindness. Imagine that Buddha says that, if you are lost in a desert, Marubhumi or Katara, Valley Katara, there is some water in a pond. You are very thirsty. You are, walking in the desert without food and water for many, many days. And after several days, you find a pond of water. But there is an issue. There is a lot of algae, a lot of leaves, insect, in the water. But still you drink, right? Why? Because you are so thirsty. So there are a lot of imperfection in others' life and own life too. But you accept with all those imperfections. You don't need to be perfect all the time. Imperfection is the beauty of human nature. So accept as it is. Although there are algae, just you can clean it, filter it and drink the water, because we all need water to survive. So we all need this unconditional love, acceptance to survive. And the second great emotion is karuna. What the karuna means? Compassion, right? What's the opposite of compassion? Isolation or loneliness that we cannot bear. As human beings, we will not able to bear the isolation. But eventually, after this huge industrial revolution and digitalization, gradually we are heading toward that direction of isolation. If I have money, if I have power, I don't need anything. So especially Western countries are almost there in this heavily individualistic society, and even the Eastern countries are also heading toward that, right? And we are very, millions of years, more than 2 millions to 300,000 years, we evolved as a collective mammals. But after this heavily industrial and digital revolution, we forgot even who we are. We are basically mammals. Maybe you saw some videos recently that a monkey was hugging a toy monkey. Have you seen those footage in social media? It happened in somewhere in a zoo that in a group of monkeys, one monkey was abandoned from his group, even his own mother, and he was abused, bullied by the other people, other monkeys. So the caretakers of the zoo gave a toy monkey to the little one, and this little monkey, infant monkey, was hugging. He has no one, but he was hugging this dummy monkey as his own mother or brother, because that's the nature of human mammals. So whenever there is distress, we get together, right? So recently, I know Sri Lanka went to the flood disaster, right? And before pandemic and geopolitical issues and wars, tsunamis. So during all those times, what we human did? Everything, every disagreements, religion, caste, nationality, everything, we forgot everything and we get together, right? That's the beauty of human nature. So whenever we are in a problem, we need to share the problem. That's the beauty of human life. And if I ask you what makes human life most happy, what do you think? The latest Ferrari or Tesla, or the orange color latest iPhone, of course they brings happiness, right? That's why people are get so crazy when they release, right? But what make human being most happy? If you see the research according to Buddha, and also the according to the research which is still happening at Harvard University, one of the longest research ever done on humans is what make human being most happy. So it has been it started in 1938 and still is continuing, and every year they reveal the result. So every year the result is same. Can you guess what make human beings most happy for a long period of time? Healthy qualitative relationships make human beings most happy for a long period of time. Buddha said this 2600 years ago. Kalyana Mitrata is the main source to make our life more beautiful, both mundane and supramundane or spiritual life. For both cases, you need to have a healthy quality relationship. So what happened to our quality relationship? Now we are depend on the followers, how many followers we have in your TikTok or Facebook, right? And you are talking and sharing the stuff whom you never know. So the meaningless relationship, we are hanging around with the meaningless relationship. But relationship should be very, very qualitative and healthy. But now we are hanging around with quantitative, how many followers, how many likes you get, right? Unfortunately, uh, we are in this huge disaster, and we are in a huge issues, the relationship issues. A lot of people are living isolation. They don't have good friends to share their problem, right? So sharing problem, even when you do a Bodhi Puja, right? Why Sri Lankan community and even other South Asian community are very, very close to these rituals. Why? Whenever you have problem, you go to a tree and tell your whole problem, right? You feel so relief when you know, lay down your baggage. So what happens if you share your problem with the real human beings? It will 50% of your problem goes down when you share with the real human beings, when someone listen to you. So a healthy relationship is a huge investment. It's not just about saying I love you, I care you. You need to invest, you need to do something to maintain this healthy qualitative relationship. So my dear Dhamma friends, yes, we need. Otherwise, we end up just like Hitler or Mussolini, because they didn't have those relationships and they were heavily wounded psychologically. So that's why they end up there. And new Mussolinis, new Hitler are emerging in the world because they don't know how to deal with those emotions. And now we have, mm, you know, uh, people to care about you, just like a psychotherapist. It's okay to go psychotherapist when you have a heavy mental health issues. Sometimes, meditation cannot fix all the things. It's not a panacea. But in those cases, you need to seek help. There's nothing wrong to seek help. Even Buddha had a jivaka, right? The doctor, physician. So if you are mentally ill and you don't know what to do, sometime, of course, you need to go for counseling or psychotherapist or psychiatrist for help. So there's another two uh, emotion left over here. Is called mudita and upeksha. I think all of you are aware, right? What the mudita is. What's the opposite of mudita? Appreciative joy. Appreciative joy is nothing but a second-hand happiness. You be happy with others' happiness. What happened? Someone get better than your things. Your siblings or your friend get better car, better house, better opportunity. What happens to us? We feel jealous, envy inside. It's boiling inside us, right? So the mudita is another way to tackle with this heavy emotion. It's a very innocent emotion, right? I couldn't go there where my friends went. That's a very innocent emotion, thought. But if you react to those emotions, what happens? You are doing competing, right? If you see the world as only the power game of seeking power, then your personal life is doomed. So will obviously doom. If you see your person, the neighbors are the competitor, then you perceive them as enemy, and you start try to be better. Sometimes you use power to eliminate them, to harm them, to bully them. So that's what is happening all around the place, right? If there is a conflict because we are seeking too much power, and if you think everything, whole life is about power, you see your own people as enemy, and your neighbors, the other colors or other religion, other nation as enemy, right? Then we will end up in disaster. Whatever happening right now and what we experience in the all over the human history, in the name of expansion of their territories, empires, we experience a lot of violence. Because why? Because we are competing all the time. The Buddha says that we have manas. Mana means just like holding a measure, a tape. Whenever you maybe have seen the Lady of Justice in front of the Supreme Court with Taradi. So what happens if you hold this kind of Taradi or measurement? You get three results: either superior or inferior or equal, right? You cannot be same all the time because you are measuring all the time, comparing all the time with others. In early days, we only compare with the people inside your village, right? Your neighbors, right? Better bicycle or better house, better wearing, right? Now what happened in the era of AI, this mass social media? Now we are comparing with the entire world, entire 8 billion beings. And what happened when you compare? You cannot always be in the same place, right? There is always someone who is better than you. What happened at the end of the day? You become so exhausted, and you are competing all the time, and you make everyone enemy, rival enemy. So therefore, Buddha says that adivasana pahatabba. So things are need, right, to sustain our life: food, shelter. I think the most of devotees, they offer 4 items to the recruits, to the monks, right? What are they for? Ahara, chivara, senasana, gilanpacha. In basic terms, food, clothing, shelter, and medicine. So we all need these things. Right? Even animals also need food, housing, right? Medicine, better car, better mobile phone. Yes, of course we need. But what happened? It was driven by defilements. Nowadays we get personalized advertisement. If you search something in one platform, it will pop up in other place too, right? Have you experienced this? Because everything is AI nowadays. If you're connected to internet, the Google, the Gemini, or other chatbots or the AI model know about you better. So they will always use these tricks. Okay, buy this, otherwise you will lose this. Oh, you are going to you can be a better person. You looks better if you buy this. So they always try to play with our emotions. Earlier, emotion was only played by human beings. So maybe you remember in 90s, 2000s, there are some marketers come home to home and they sell items, right? Although they are not used, somehow we buy, right? Because they know how to manipulate you, right? To make you buy. So early time, we were manipulated by those commercial advertisements made by human beings. Now we are influenced by not human beings, but the AI algorithm. They are tracking you all the time and throwing all these defilements. They're using basically 4 defilements we call chatu agati: loba, dosa, moha, baya. Either they will make you fear or uh, greed. Of course, they use greed, right? Sometimes you get a spam email, right? hit this button, you just won the jackpot. Sometimes they will, terror you, right? If you don't get it, you will miss a big thing. Your computer got antivirus, so click here to eradicate the virus. So because of that, they use this very four basic emotion: the fear, greed, or anger, or make you confused, throwing you too much information and you get confused. So they know how to fish, right? I think if you have seen how in people in village they do fishing, first they uh, make the water so dirt, right? Boradiya malubano, have you heard about this term? You know, if you make the water blur, and the fish will not able to see the through the water, so the fisherman can easily catch the fish, right? So this marketing, this, because we are heavily industrial capitalized world, and now it's driven by AI models, so they know how to catch you using these negative emotions. So therefore, we need to find resilience. Upeksha. Upeksha is the resilience, stand still, firm, just like a giant oak tree or giant banyan nuga gaha. No matter how big the storm is, but still you can stand still because you are fully rooted with the reality. So we know we have Astaloka Dharma, right? Labha, alabha, yasa, ayasa, ninda, pasangsa, sukha, dukkha. Although you like or not, those 8 things come to you eventually, right? But we are like this paralyzed human being. We only like the one portion of the life, right? Only labha, only yasa, only the gain, the huge jackpots, only the praise, only the like button. So that's why Facebook, they don't have dislike button. Have you seen dislike button on social media? No, no. Even Instagram, they have a huge love button, right? There is no dislike button. Why? They know that how to fish you. So they use all these tricks on us. So we are like paralyzed human beings. We only like one portion of the reality. We omit, avoid the reality. Even Buddha got blamed, right? He was blamed as a rapist, as a murderer. So if Buddha got such kind of blame, such kind of disadvantages, lost, who we are then, right? So we have to face those. So therefore, we need to have the heavy resilience. If you want to be a good leader, even a good spiritual person, successful person, we should master this emotional intelligence. Otherwise, we will get lost. So, my dear Dhamma friends, again and again, we need to find emotional resilience, emotional intelligence at the era of heavily influenced by artificial intelligence. I'm not saying that AI is bad. They are very useful, but we need to use it very carefully. They are very funded programs by all over the people in Silicon Valley and Wall Street. And thankfully, His Holiness Dalai Lama has initiated a grand program called How to Introduce Emotional Coding, ethical coding for the coders who are making these giant AI models. So there are several monks like Tenzing Priyadarshi at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology in Boston. There are certain monks, they are teaching ethical coding for those who create those algorithms, how to make it ethical. Otherwise, we all get trapped of this capitalistic society and neoliberalistic society. So we are very thankful to they are doing this. So I would like in my Dhamma sessions today. So the core message of my Dhamma talk is develop mindfulness and emotional intelligence. If you want to stay calm in this mid of this artificial intelligence storm of infodemic world. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Bhante. I think we all listened to a very, I think it should be something relating to real life, because all of us think what Bhante has been saying is something that we all experience, and also how the teachings of the Buddha, and especially the mindfulness, because today everyone is very much interested in mindfulness, and Bhante brought in the emotional intelligence, which I thought was uh, something which gave us a more broader maybe concept and idea of how we have to handle it, and then of course the artificial intelligence or AI. What Bante said is something very practical, what is really happening in today's life. I think more than many of us who are listening to the Dhamma, it may be their children and the young kids who are really affected by this, or they are maybe in this new age. So considering all those, Bante, what is the advice that you can give maybe for all our listeners here, who I'm sure may have gone past that age, but maybe still using it maybe in a small way, how they can maybe ensure that the children who are coming up, maybe the young people, how they can be really given this message in order that they will really understand and get them into this mindfulness meditation. So that's a big problem that we are really having. I'd like to get Bante's advice on this matter, how the elders and maybe the others can play a major role in this.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Lakshman. It's a a very good question that we all are facing nowadays. Even at our Dhamma school, we face the same thing. It's really hard to policy that not to use mobile phone while we are in chanting and teaching, because it's kind of opium, it's kind of drug. If you scan, as I said earlier, there are many research. We scan the brain of mobile addiction and the drug addiction, the brain of these two people is same. It's work in the same way. But we haven't recognized as a addiction, unfortunately. But we as a parents, the teachers, as the responsible leader of the society, we can tackle, we cannot say that don't use mobile phone, don't use internet. They are useful. They are just like a double blade sword. With the same sword, you can chop the vegetables and cook, and at the same time, you can kill the human beings, right? So you can harm others. So this technology is useful, but you need to limit the use, right? To whom you are giving this to. The earlier time when you give a book, we know what inside the book, right? We know the content. Now you give a phone with the internet connection, we don't know what they are watching. Sometimes harmful content, right? So now kids, I have seen some kids, they are talking in Korean and other language, but no one in their family is talking Korean or other language. But they started talking Korean, and sometimes they behave as a cartoonist character in their favorite cartoon channel. So they are mimicking. They are, we human beings are observation learner, right? We learn through the observation. So earlier time we observe our parents, right? I remember when we were kids, we, especially the male boy, they mimic or they behave like their father, right? Sometimes they wear the boots and coat of the father, and the female they copy their mother, right? They try to be like a mother and wear saris, those things. So now whom we are mimicking, whom we are copying, those sometimes very unhealthy characters. So we as caregivers, uh, we need to control, their age, based on their age. Uh, Otherwise, we will end up. So we can give a time. Okay, you can play mobile or you can play computer only in this certain frame of time. In other time, we need to work and give them a qualitative time. Now we all are busy with this gadget, so we don't have time for each other, right? Even in the dinner table, in a big event, all we are busy with this gadget, with this screen, because these gadgets are designed in a certain way in the Silicon Valley by psychologists. They hired the best psychologists to how to stick. They use the colors, too much vivid colors, and the psychological tricks to hook us into those apps. So what I do is I make my phone pearl, they reduce the color, sometimes black and white, and turn off the old notifications. So there are different ways to tackle with this and use it for only the good purpose. Social media is not totally bad. It's a freedom of speech, right? Now, a lot of, in many countries, there is a tool of speech and source of communication, source of their income, economy. We cannot ban it, but we can use in a better way with proper guidance.
Thank you, Bante. We have Venerable Vajirarame Jnanasiha Theru. I'm sure that he will have some maybe useful points and comments to make. So, can I invite, with respect, Venerable Vajirarame Jnanasiha Theru?
Vande Vandami.
You're at Maharagama Dharma, I thought.
Yes, I'm at Los Angeles Buddhist Vihar. Yeah, Los
20 years
Angeles
in
Buddhist Vihar. Yeah, as part of Vajiraram Dharma.
Yeah, Dharma. I think I was there. You may know me as All God Gunasekara.
Yes, I have heard about it.
Yes, these are very intriguing. I'm also interested in this aspect of it. At Vajiram, we have started an Bosat, the magazine Bosat again. And the difference is that we want to focus it on this generation, General C, Gen C, they call it. I'm 3 generations away, and you are very closer to that generation. And this is something that I'm also quite interested in, and as to how we could reach them through a journal. How is it possible to get their interest to read? You can because these are not a those are now is e-publication is through mobile. So we are using the mobile, and we are using the mobile in order to penetrate. In the sense, the difference is that the people who are, say, the intelligent, the era of AI, the present generation, they are born in that era of AI. Now we are looking at, as elders, we are looking at, this is good or this is bad. But for them, they are born in the same way a long time ago, when they had the radio, when they had the TV. All of us were, there was something in my home, say even the radio, there is a proper time that you have to use it, not every time. So there is some kind of parental care is important, because at that particular age, that so happens that the parent have more experience in this. But how to approach them? If you say no, don't do it, and they will do it. But it's interesting. So what you said is quite interesting. It is intriguing. And also when I was listening to some experimentation at Harvard from 1938. Now, they are not intelligent of what the Buddha had said, at that time. But now the Buddha's teaching is there. So is it possible for them now? And you said in Boston, there are some bhikkhus who are there in Boston. So they are opening up, because it's most important that the Buddha as enlightened one, many of these issues have been taken up in a way, but we have in modern interpretation that is required. Now you are using the word emotional intelligence, and but this is, on the other hand, you are thinking of what the Buddha had said of the Brahma Viharana and those things, but we coin new words in order to approach them. So these are these aspects that we had to look into. So it's quite interesting, and I'm very happy that because you have of your the way of your approach, and also you having that what is that singer a song, and but showing it, that's a demonstration, and that's normally not done. In say don't demonstrate something, but you had it in this talk. You had the flower, the rose, and demonstrate. So that may be one way. I thought that the people, everyone, the children, whether it's during the time of the Buddha or even today, the kilesas are there, the kilesas, and so the way that we approach and the word that we use, those are things that are very, extremely important. So I'm very happy to see you and very happy to listen to you. And but only one thing that came to my mind was when you said about the Pubbecha Kata Punyata, Pubbecha Kata Punyata, that word, you did mention that. But the thing is, each person is in a samsaric process. Each person is different when you're born. So that's the only thing that came to my mind, that although they are twins, the twins are, in the same environment, the same parents, but they have different approaches. And the reason, I think, is what they have done in the past, and the good karma and the bad karma that affects each person's personality in this world. Thank you very much, and I'm very happy to see you.
Thank you so much, Naika Hamduni, for your very beautiful comments and review on my talk. I really appreciate. I'm also the part of the great Vajrayaram tradition. Although I'm from Nepal, we got Buddhism because of Narada Hamguru, Madin Naika Hamguru. I am the, I think, third or fourth generation of the same lineage. That how we got this great Buddhist teachings, and I'm very grateful to Naika Hamgurus and Sri Lanka that for these great teachings that we flourish.
Thank you, Bante. We also have Bante Seela, who's present with us. Bante Seela, you have any comments or questions you have? You are muted. If you like, you can unmute and... Right. So till maybe he is not answering. We have a lot of questions received, Bante. Only thing is now the time is almost 7:30. Can we go
It's
on
okay,
for a
I
few
can.
minutes? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Right, right. Thank you, Bante. So there is a question, actually two, three, but I will ask maybe Aruni Ranasinghe. The Buddha taught sati, mindfulness, as a path to liberation. In an era where AI constantly distracts and manipulates attention, how can practitioners cultivate true mindfulness without being swept away by digital storms? So, would like to answer that one. Of course, there is also connected with that another one I can just read. Same person. Buddhism emphasizes karuna, compassion, and upekka, equanimity. How does emotional intelligence, as understood in psychology, align with these spiritual qualities? You can take these two together, Band.
Yeah. Thank you. This was a good question. Yeah. So, this term emotional intelligence is coined by there's a person called Daniel Goleman. Okay, it's not. Let me.
Now we can read it. If you can hold it up a little up, we can see that, Bande. If you can hold the book up,
Yeah.
this. Oh, now
You can see the
again
book now.
something. I
Okay.
think below,
So
down,
so
down,
it's a
that level, not up, below. Right, now
Yeah,
better.
it's
Yeah,
okay
now
now.
fine. Now,
yeah. So it's called Daniel Goleman. So he's the one who introduced emotional intelligence in 70s. So he was heavily influenced by Buddhist teaching. He's a Buddhist follower, so he even quote the Buddha's teaching in his books, Emotional Intelligence. So when we learn these all the especially Chetana in Buddhist literature, the Loba Dvesa Moha, Panchanivarana, Dasa Kusal, Dasa Akusal, all these align with this his way of definition of emotional intelligence. Understand your emotions, understand the emotion of person in front of you, that's compassion, and do it something with those negatively charged emotions. We have a saying, uh, eradicate those defilement and develop the kusalas, the wholesome qualities. So although it's not, we did not define as emotional intelligence, it is emotional intelligence. It's a way to know your own emotion, own your thoughts and feelings, which lead for the behavior. So when we stick into the question, I think I already answered, how mindfulness help us to, come back to the present moment instead of step away from this distraction or attraction of this infodemic AI world. So it gave you a space, so you can use any kind of method. Your breath is the best friend. It's available all the time, although there are a lot of devices nowadays to be mindful, right? Even they have a lot of apps, mindfulness app, but sometimes it doesn't work if you're running out of battery. But your breath is always there with you. If you're in a hard moment, take a deep breath. There is a one very easy method called stop. STOP. So full form is S means stop, T means take a deep breath, O means observe what's happening in your body and mind for a while, and P, proceed. So it can, save you from dangerous decision. We make very wrong decision when we are in those four heavily negative emotions, chanda, dosa, bhaya, moha. Too much greed, too much hatred, too much fear, too much confusion. If you are in these four places when you are making decision, please have a pause, have a stop, take a deep breath, observe. I still with those less than earlier, and then only when you get clarity, then proceed. Otherwise, you're not going to hit jackpot. Instead of jackpot, you will hit a disaster. So that's how mindfulness gave you the space. So I really appreciate in Sri Lanka it's happening called Satipasala of Udu Irigama Dhammajiva Hamdur. I also went there and had some training with them. It's very, very important. And a lot of countries, just like UK, they have a mindful UK movements. A lot of parliamentarian ministers, they are meditating inside the parliament. I heard from the chaplain that I made, nearly 13 parliament ministers, they have meditated inside the parliament to make better decisions. So even if our people in power, they do meditate, even just before they do work, I think the world will be a better place. And also the people in the Wall Street and the Silicon Valley, they need this mindfulness a lot, because they are the one who are making the policies and this algorithm. So this should be heard in those places too, and also in our schools and temples. Uh, and of course, karuna. Karuna is the ability to feel others' pain and do something to reduce others' pain. So that's the very human nature of, you know, and without compassion, we cannot survive. We die. Human beings are heavily depend on each other, and unfortunately we are losing that quality, and now depending on these chatbots and AI models and this gadget, and we are too much isolated. Last 2 years ago, the Surgeon General or the Minister of Health of America declared that America is going through an epidemic of loneliness. Every 1 out of 3 is feeling extreme loneliness, and it's leading to depression and a lot of mental health crisis. So yes, again,
Right.
equanimity, the resilience. I think I already described what the upekha means. So in the very basic terms, imagine that if you have a doll or a toy, maybe all you have toys, right, in childhood, beautiful toys, cozy toys. So what happened if the toy breaks down? I remember I had a gun when I was small, and my fellow cousin broke the toy, and I cried for that toy for many days. And my dad told me, "Hey, why are you crying for a small toy?" But for me, it was a world. Whole world was my broken toy. Why did I cry? And now, do you cry for the same broken toy? Do you? If it was given on your birthdays, of course, you feel some bit of sadness for a few moments, for a few days, but you don't cry in the same way you did in the childhood, right? Why? Because you have a good wisdom, good understanding of the broken toy. It's anicca, it's impermanent. You know, this is the nature of world. If you are born here, we are aging, sickness, death is common. So if upeksha it's made by two words. Upa means closely. That's why I have term upajanadipati, upatapal kantoru, right? Upa means close one. Akshi means look, looking things closely. If something disaster happen in your life, observe, look, penetrate into the scenario closely. When you look thing closely, you see the reality inside it, just like inside the broken toy. So upeksha give you this resilience, full understanding, comprehensive understanding of the disaster. So in that way, you can anchor in the storm.
Mm. Thank you, Bante. There
Is
is
there
a
any more
bit,
question?
yeah, a few more. Pavitra Dongol, I think she's from Nepal. Thank you,
Anusat Nepal,
Bante.
yeah.
Thank you, Bante, for today's Dhamma session. It is really great, which we should acknowledge to make our life better. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Then there is a question from Maja Edwards. Thank you for an enjoyable and interesting talk, Bante. What did you mean when you said when two people meet, six people turn up?
I think it's said by William James, one psychologist, is the way that we create relationships. You know, whenever two person get together, it doesn't mean that the magical things happen and become six, three into three into six. It means that one person is we expect a lot from the person in front of you, like our parents, kids, teachers, everyone. You know, you should be like that. That then only I love you. Then only I care you. That's how the number one. Number two is we expect a lot from our own self too. We demand a lot. That's the number two. And number three is real you and real me. At the end of the day, we're not able to fulfill the old dreams, right? So we are the poor, the real one. So 3 plus 3, 6. So all we have these three possibilities. We expect a lot from others. We expect a lot from our own self, more than we deserve. And at the end of the day, because of we cannot fulfill all the dreams, and we get frustrated and wounded. So that's the way how this six person turn up. And that is how we create a lot of wounds, actually.
Thank you, Bante. There is an anonymous attendee, actually, which Bante also mentioned. We would like to highlight Venerable Dhammajiva's effort to develop mindfulness in Sri Lankan school children. I think this is what Bante also mentioned. I think that is something that has been done, and it's also accepted by the Ministry of Education, and they are also supporting this, which I think is extremely good. Then there is a question from Chanura Vijaytilaka, Venerable Bante. Can you please explain what is the difference between self-consciousness and mindfulness? Self-conscious and mindfulness, the difference.
Yeah, yeah, that's a very good question. Yeah, this both goes together. So if you have mindfulness, if you're aware of the present moment and what's happening right now, you will able to be conscious. Self-consciousness means awareness of your own self, own self means your physical reactions, your emotions, your thoughts, so your whole personality. You're able to know yourself. So in earlier Greek, this saying called know thyself, right? Know yourself first. So knowing yourself is very important before we know the external world. Even the Buddha says the entire world is inside us, right? The immerse of world and destroy of world is inside us. So everything happening is inside us. Then we should know yourself before we understand the others. So we try to learn many things in universities, in school, it's okay, in internet, but very few we put effort to know our own emotions, our own thoughts, because it's very subtle to understand our own thoughts and emotions. They are very packed in a certain way. Yes, of course, mindfulness or sati or meditation help you to see what's happening inside you. What are the thoughts? What are the emotions, feelings are playing inside you behind the scene and make you happy or unhappy, or heavenly or miserable. So, of course, know thyself. You should know yourself with the help of, with the light of mindfulness.
Thank you, Bhante. There are two comments. I'll just read it before we proceed. One from Anoja Vijayasekara. Excellent talk, Venerable Sir. Very relevant for today's world, which is out of control. The next one is also a comment made by Jayanta Vikramarachchi. Good question, Professor Vatavela. If you consider four signs Prince Siddhartha saw before leaving the palace, the reality of life, we are going to get old, get sick and die, and repeat this suffering eternally. AI does not give a solution to this problem, but Lord Buddha does. I don't know whether Bhante has any comment on that, what has been mentioned.
Yeah, it's as I understood that the four signs that what the Buddha, what the Siddhartha Gautama saw before he leaving the palace, the four nimittas, the sick, the old person, sick person dying, uh, and I think the monastic ascetic, I think. Uh, so this so these are that's the part of the reality. So what the AI does is, AI is not the real organic human being. So they are the machines, right? They are repetitive learning machines. Now they can make their own decision. They have some bit of consciousness. I know they got some bit of consciousness because they can learn from the mistakes, and they can recorrect themselves. They can manipulate. So what the issue with the AI is they are not organic. They are running 24 hours in the machine, inside the big giant machines. They don't get tired and they don't have emotion. So we human beings have to deal with our own. Of course, they will help us to calculate a lot of big questions from medicine to the cosmology, microscopic to macroscopic. They will help, of course, which human we make a lot of mistakes. But in the case of emotions, still we don't know how will they. But nowadays, the danger is human beings has already developed emotional attachment to AI chatbots. They feel that someone is listening to them, someone is talking to them. Even I saw some got married with the chat GPT model or AI model, that because they think that these chatbots, AI model understand them, because now they are trained in such a way. Although they don't have emotions, they pretend that they have emotions. So we are heading toward that place, and we should face these things. That's why His Holiness Dalai Lama has already initiated moral, ethical codings for these uh, tech companies, to do moral, ethical codings for betterment of our mankind.
Thank you, Bhante. Senaka, you have any short comment you like to make?
Venerable Sir, you took us from Rosamale Natuakatu to Silicon Valley, Wall Street. I think we have to think about dislike button for Facebook as well as Instagram.
We should suggest them.
Exactly. And at the same time, you are asking us to see the emotional intelligence through the dashboard in our vehicle. And at the same time, I want to thank you for talking about this Paradia. It's not available now. You can see the superior, inferior, and equal. You can see now it now because of this. All the things are packaged. You can see this. So you extremely gave us a new thought of Buddhism by showing John Kabat-Zinn book in, about this deep passage of wisdom. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Senka Mahathir.
Thank you, Senaka. Can I invite our committee member Kamal Nilavira to pay merit to Bante?
Thank you, Lakshman. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much, Bante Suwana Punajan Tero, for the very interesting Dhamma talk today on this Madin Full Moon Poya Day. You have explained the importance of mindfulness and emotional intelligence in the era of AI. It is very, very relevant to everybody using digital technology and social media. So that's very important to all of us today. Much merit to you for your time. And we hope that you will participate again in the International Dhamma program. Our grateful thanks to all the venerables, bhikkhunis, and Dhamma friends who joined the Zoom session today. Being a working day, we had over 158 Dhamma friends who joined us from all over the world. Thank you very much. Finally, our thanks to Mr. Senaka Samarasinghe for introducing Bante Punajan Thero to us, and to Professor Lakshman Vatawala for organizing this Zoom Dhamma program every month. And much merit to you all. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kamal. I just, while thanking Bante and paying much merit to Bante, there are a few, I think, maybe achievements, qualifications that Bante has achieved, which I could not mention at the beginning. But let me just say a few of them so that all of you would be aware, because from Bante's talk, we really knew that he's done a lot of research. He's been associated with various very high institutions. So some of them are that he actually was the Buddhist Ministry Initiative International Fellowship. Now, Bante has won many fellowships. Now, this was, I think, one that I wanted to mention, the Buddhist Ministry Initiative International Fellowship to the Harvard Divinity School, Harvard University. Now, I suppose all of us are quite familiar with Harvard University as one of the top business universities. But Bante has been able to go and maybe study there in the Harvard Divinity School, which, and maybe just briefly, maybe later after I make case, Bante can say how this may have had an impact on these top businessmen who attend Harvard, because Harvard is always familiar to that. I know that they talk and have a lot of research programs on gross national happiness. I'm sure they must be similarly having on meditation and meditation techniques. So that's another, these are second Buddhist monk. Earlier we had Bante, so, Bante Kusala, who was also Bante Kusala, who's also been with the Harvard University. So these are maybe some great achievements of mixing the Buddhism with the top business people in the world. Then also Bante was a master in Buddhist counseling at the University of Hong Kong. Then has a Bachelor of Arts special degree in Pali from the University of Peradeniya, where he obtained a second class honors upper division. And this was again another scholarship I saw, the M. Sri Dhammananda Scholarship for Pali Studies at the University of Peradeniya. But just thinking whether Sri Dhammananda is a head priest who was in Malaysia or whether it is another priest. So these were some of the academic and other achievements. There are many other which I have no time to mention. So Bante, thank you very much because I think Bante gave a different flavor, different maybe a thinking process for us to look at, especially now with the AI that is coming in, how we can make use of it, and also maybe the dangers that are there, and how we can really interact with the youth, especially in the education area, which we may have to really see how we can take the best out of what is happening and how we can maybe uh, train and then also get them interested in the Dhamma, because ultimately all these will really, as we have discussed, lead to the maybe the teachings of the Dhamma of by Lord Buddha at that time, which we are now putting into different forms and different methods, how it is coming up. So Bante, once again, much merit to Bante. We are very thankful to Bante, and also Bante being in Sri Lanka, and also where we are having Venerable Vajrarama Jnanasihatero. Bante has been there with the Vajrarama and the learning process taking place there, which we are very happy because the bhikkhus of Vajrarama have been spreading the Dhamma overseas, and now been able to attract the monks from overseas to come and study here, and they are spreading the Dhamma. So thank you very much and much merit. Can we conclude, Bante, by paying merit to the Devas and the departed, and with the final conclusions from Bante? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
So thank you so much, Professor Lakshman Watawala, for all the arrangement. So with the blessings of all the merits that we acquired here, let's transmit merit to all the devas, divine angels, for protecting this world. May the peace may reveal soon. May the peace may establish in the many part of the world is still burning because of human greed for power. So may the deities may rejoice with our merits and bless upon us and attain the bliss of liberation. And all the other beings, sentient beings, or the human beings, animals, even the honeybees, uh, who all are helping us make our human life more beautiful, more possible. So with the blessings of all the merits, all the devas, spirits, and all the living beings, may they be free from suffering, free from illness, free from all kind of physical, mental, social, economical discomfort, and at the end, may be all able to attain the bliss of liberation. With this intention, let's chant the Gatha. Ittavata ca ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata ca ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Ittavata ca ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. All the blessings be with you. Dear one Saranai. May Triple Gem bless you all. Thank you.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So thank you very much, Bante, and we are very hopeful that maybe in the future too, that we will be able to invite Bante for our Dhamma talks. And we also wish Bante maybe a very long journey in the creating the prosperity to the people, especially on mindfulness, and then maybe visiting Sri Lanka and maybe thinking and visiting the good places where Bante has learned and may be able to physically give the Dhamma talks to our Dhamma friends. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you.